In late 2018, a 22-year-old backpacker named Grace Millane vanished. Her friends and family couldn't reach her, and her phone went completely silent the day before her birthday. She was halfway across the world in Auckland, New Zealand. Police quickly pieced together her final known movements, which ended with a Tinder date at a local bar. Detectives soon brought in that date, a young man named Jesse. Sitting in the interview room, he was calm, highly cooperative, and gave the impression that he was completely in control of the situation. The police had a major problem. They had no physical crime scene, no weapon, and no body. Without hard evidence, they had no legal grounds to keep him in custody. But a suspect's physical actions are only half the story. Detectives realized that to break a confident liar who refused to crack, they would have to trap him using the digital footprints he didn't realize he was leaving behind. During that first interrogation, Jesse laid out a detailed alibi. He claimed Grace was the one aggressively pursuing the date, pushing hard to meet up with him. This visual comparison of their Tinder message timestamps from that week shows a very different reality. The data reveals that Jesse sent a remarkably high volume of outbound messages to Grace, proving he was the obvious pursuer. He then offered police a highly specific walking route that he claimed they took after leaving the bar. He insisted they stayed in well-lit public areas because it made him feel safer. This map plots Jesse's claimed walking route layered directly over his actual path, which detectives pulled from city CCTV cameras. The footage proved he deliberately walked her toward his hotel, entirely contradicting his story. As a final measure, cellular network pings tracked both of their phones moving precisely to his apartment building. Armed with this data, police finally had the leverage to stop asking polite questions and start making direct accusations. By letting him talk freely during that first interview, detectives established his baseline narrative. Jesse offered up highly specific lies that the police systematically dismantled using his own data. Once the police knew he was lying about the date, they looked at his movements in the 72 hours immediately following the murder. Surveillance cameras captured him carrying out a methodical physical cleanup. He bought a large suitcase, heavy-duty cleaning supplies, and even rented a car. This timeline links his morning purchases of cleaning supplies and a suitcase to Grace's compromised credit card. He even extended his hotel stay with her money. Further down the timeline, his smartphone history shows him searching where to hide a dead body. The most disturbing piece of metadata came from his photo gallery. Detectives recovered time-stamped pictures Jesse took of Grace's body, both before and after he placed her inside the suitcase. That afternoon, while the suitcase was still sitting on the floor of his room, CCTV cameras recorded him casually walking into a bar to go on another date with a completely different woman from Tinder. He thought he could scrub the apartment clean with a carpet washer, but by relying on his banking apps, Google, and dating networks, he created a minute-by-minute map of his guilt that cleaners couldn't wash away. Detectives brought Jesse back for a second interview on December 7th. This time, they laid out the irrefutable trail of bank receipts, the traces of blood found in his apartment, and the continuous CCTV footage. Trapped by the weight of his own data, Jesse finally broke. He confessed to hiding the body and directed police to the isolated Waitakere Ranges outside the city. Even with a confession, he tried one last pivot in court. His defense team claimed the death was a tragic accident that happened during consensual intimacy, pointing to the movie 50 Shades of Grey as an excuse. The jury rejected it completely. The digital evidence of his behavior after the crime, the precise Google searches, the gallery photos, and the second Tinder date, proved a level of calculation and callousness that destroyed any claim of an accident. He was convicted and handed a life sentence. While the trial brought an end to the legal process, the emotional devastation for Grace's father and her loved ones remains permanent. A criminal might be able to wipe down a physical crime scene and rehearse a convincing story for the police, but in the modern world, the digital footprint acts as a constant, unblinking witness that cannot be silenced.